Okay, we're using a worsted weight yarn, sorry, with a 4mm crochet hook. And we're going to chain 90 in this instance. And the way I came up with that number is I refer to my color chart, and I need to count how many stitches will be in the color chart. So in this case, you can see there's 1, 2 of the main, 1 contrast, and then 6 of the main. So that's a total of 9 stitches, and then I need to add 1 for in between the motifs, which will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And you have to crochet a swatch of the logo and then measure it, and then measure your head to see how many total inches you need, and then divide that by the measurement of your logo, and that'll let you know how many motifs you need to crochet for it to fit on your head. And in this case it's 9, and 9 times 10 gives us 90, so we will need to chain 90. Now you can also use the same method for any sort of motif you would want to put on a hat or a sweater or whatever. You just need to count your stitches and then find out how long you need it to be, and then divide that by the length of your picture, logo, whatever. Okay, so let's chain 90. Get my main color, or my contrast color. If you've ever crocheted anything in the round or knitted anything in the round, you know that it's a bit tricky to get the chain attached without twisting it. And I mean, it can be done, and it's whatever you want to do. If you want to connect it now, do it. I'm going to do 1 row back across and then attach it, because then I'll know for sure that it's not twisted. So that's totally up to you. Okay, so now we're on our first row of color work. And as you can see here, so I'm counting this contrast color. There's going to be 1 contrast, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the main color, 1 contrast, 2 main, and I'm working with a contrast color right now. So you skip the first chain on your hook and go into this for your contrast. We're doing a single crochet. The whole hat is single crochet. So when you're changing color in crochet, you pull the new color through on the last single crochet of the previous color. And since we're only doing 1 stitch in the contrast, I need to bring the main color in now. I always leave pretty long tails because I like to be able to weave in a lot. Okay, so I'm pulling it through on the last leg there, and then I need to do 6 of the main color. Now, you can have floats with your color work. I like to enclose mine inside the stitch, especially for a hat, because it gives it more structure. So there's 1, and you can see I'm just literally crocheting around the color that I'm carrying, and I will do that throughout. 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 6, so this is the last one, so I need to switch colors. So I'll pull it through on that last leg. So there's 6, and then the 1 contrast. Switch colors again. Do 2, 1, 2, switch colors again, and 1. Okay, so there is the first line of the color work. And now I'm just going to repeat this to the end of the chain, all the way across. Now it's very easy to get your ends together and not twist them. I'm going to have to put this up. Shoot, put this up a little bit. Hopefully it won't focus on whatever it kept trying to focus on. So now it's easy to put your ends together and make sure they're not twisted, because you got that row to help you. Okay, so I've pulled there's the last two pinks of the color work chart. Here's the beginning. So my first stitch is going to be this contrast color. So I'm going to go in and grab it. And I'm still carrying the color that I'm not using on the inside. So you get a nice clean inside of your hat. And then I'm going to do the single in the contrast color. Oh, shoot. Me. And then pull the main color through on that last leg. Now, holding the color I'm not using, I'm going to work the color chart, but now we're in the round. So from here on out, we'll be in the round. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pull the contrast color through, do 1 contrast, pull the main color through, 2 main colors, pull the contrast. Okay, and there we are again. And now I'm going to continue all the way around. I've gone all the way around. I've gone all the way around. I've got all this twisted up with my yarn. Apologies, but I have gone all the way around with the first 2 rows of color work. So we've done this, just 2 exact rows. So we're now here at the 1, 2, 5, 2. And if you want to, you can go ahead and close this. In fact, I'll do that off camera. Well, I guess I should do it on camera so you can see. Normally, I wouldn't close this up where we joined until the end, but I realized that that might throw some people off. So let's go ahead and close it up. So I'm going to take the contrast color, since that's what the row was crocheted in, to close up the hole. And all I'm going to do is just reach over and grab it and pull it closed, and then stitch it a few more times just to secure it. Pull it, run it through, all around, all the things, just to make sure that it doesn't move. And then I'll weave in the ends later. Okay, so now we're secure. Now we can trolley on. So we're doing 1, 2, 5, 2. So now that I've pulled everything crazy tight trying to get that tail, 1, 2. Oh God, I'm crocheting the tail, Renee. Well, I'm glad y'all get to see this. For all of you that think I'm this master, I do the stupid stuff too. Okay, let's try again. Nope, I got the tail again. Give me my working yarn. All right, there we go. Good grief. Okay. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Switch. 2. Okay, there's our third row. 1, 2, 5, 2. You're just going to continue that all the way around. Just finished the third row. You can see the F, the one that's upside down, starting to take shape. So now we're going on to row 4, which is 1, 4, 3, 2. Okay, here we go. There's 1, change colors, 1, 2, 3, 4, change colors, 1, 2, 3, change colors, 1, 2. So there's one color pass, and now you'll repeat that all the way around your hat. Here we go. I've just finished the 1, 4, 3, 2. You can see the F's starting to show up. So the next row will be 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 1, change colors, 2, change colors. Nope. Can't see. Try to see around the camera. 1, 2, 3, change colors. 1, 2, 3, 4, and you can see now the other F is starting to take shape. So continue the pattern all the way around your hat.
This case involves 14 pleated cases.
Well on our way up the F's.
My job in this case was to
It's looking good. I love this color combination because y'all know my favorite colors are pink and red. Okay, next row will be this one. Sorry, focus. There we go. 1, 2, 5, 2. We're getting closer. We're almost through with the first motif. Okay, so there's 1. Change colors.
Diary entries, in effect, on email. So you have a document
2.
timed and dated. And there was the text messages.
Oh, I forgot to pause the TV, sorry.
We have the story told by the texts themselves.
There's 5, change colors.
And it tells a story that it's very difficult to contradict.
Per the usual, do it all the way around. And here's what we look like after that row. We're coming up on our last 2 rows of the logo. And you can see, because we're holding our floats inside the stitches, you can't even tell what's the front and what's the back. Super clean, super cute. Okay, next row. Next row. We are here. Focus. Did it focus? I don't know. Okay, 1, 2, 1, 6, which is backwards from down here. It's the same row. We're going to do it twice. So I'm going to go ahead and do both of those rows, and then I'll meet you back here.
becoming physically violent towards Miss Heard.
I did both rows of the 1, 2, 1, 6. So now you can fully see both F's. And now I'm going to cap it off with one full row of red all the way around.
Why be a fraud? All is bullshit. He threw her on.
Peanuts, cotton candy, more summer flavors.
I have capped it off, and you can see how nice it looks inside and out. So now what's going to happen is you're going to completely repeat the logo motif. So you're going to start with this first row that we did before with the 1, 6, 1, 2, and work it all the way around, and then go all the way up and then cap it off with the red again, just like we did here. You're making a duplicate of this starting with that first row. So I'm going to go ahead and finish the full logo, and then we'll meet back. Okay, to start the brim on a, well, let me say first, I'm changing the colors up on the brim because this is going to be a more patchworky hat. So normally I would do a complete row of the solid background color, which normally would be red, but I'm switching, so it's going to be a red and white marled yarn, but I'm going to do a complete row around the whole thing with the marled yarn, just single crochet all the way around at the bottom of your hat. The top of your hat is where you chained, where you started, because you don't need that to stretch as much as your brim. Okay, I'm at the end of the first row, so I'm going to pull my next color through on these last two legs. And what you're going to do is you're going to mirror the logo all the way around in the exact same count as we did the logo in. And I'm probably going to get confused because I'm doing opposite. But we'll see. Okay, so we're going to pull our contrast color, and it's going to be confusing for me because the contrast color is red and before it was the background color, but now my background color is red and white. Okay, so what, I feel like I'm missing a stitch. Am I missing a stitch? Okay, I think I've skipped a stitch, so I'm going to throw an extra one in here. Okay, so there's our two. Like, I feel like I should put one. Okay, whatever. I made up for it. So there's two. And then one of the background. And then one. So we're just mirroring this graph. So you could just follow the same stitch count. So now that's 6. Okay, so now you'll do 2, 1, 6, 1, 2, 1, 6, 1, all the way around. Okay, so it turns out I did not need to add that extra stitch in the beginning of the last row, so I had to decrease it right there so it looks a little wonky. But so now what we're going to do is the brim gets bigger, so we need to add stitches in as we go. So the first row is done exactly the mirror image of this. The next row, I'm going to put an extra in between the logos. I'm going to put an extra single crochet in the space in between the logos. So you work the logo exactly the same. And then you're going to put 2 stitches into here, which will be your increase, instead of there just being 1. So switch colors, and then put 2. And they're the same stitch. Mark the logo the same. Switch your color. And then you're going to switch colors and put your 2 into 1. And just continue that all the way around. So regular logo, but in between the logos there's going to be 2 into the 1. Okay, for the second row, the logo will still be the same. And where you just put 2 into 1 the previous row, now we're going to turn these into 3. And you can decide which one you want to put the 2 into. I'm going to put the 2 into this first one. So I'll put 2 into here, and then just the 1 there, and then continue on with the logo. So we go 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, and then you're back to where we're going to put the 3. So there's 2 in the first one, and then 1 in that one, and then you start the logo again. Okay, next round, what we're doing is we're going to continue the graphic as is, and then where we have 3 here, we're going to turn the 3 into 4. And for this one, I'm just going to let, since the yarn is marled, I'm not going to do any like weird design in here. I'm just going to show you the increases. But if you want to do some little color work gadgets in here, you can, just by, you know, doing a little red dot here or there, wherever you wanted to. It just depends on the yarn I'm using for the hat, what I do. But I just want to show y'all really the numbers, like the increases in the hat. And then you can just let your creativity roll on. Okay, so, sorry, I guess it's better if you could see. 2, switch colors. And now we're doing the little stem on the F. So we do 3, switch colors, and then you're going to do 4 with the main color to create the little stem of that F. 3, 4, and then we're going to switch colors and turn this 3 into 4. So what I'll do is do 1 and then do 2 inside the next one, and then do 1 in the last one, and that continues your increases. You can see it's starting to make a triangle. Now, in any of these stitches, like if you wanted to make in that first increase, one of them a solid red and then 2 of these a red, you would start to get a little red triangle. In fact, let's just do that, just so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so I did the single crochet in the 1, so I'll be doing 2 in here. So I'll make the second one the red one. So there's the first one. I left my tripod at the yarn shop, so we're improvising. And I'm gonna do the second one in red and switch back. Okay, so now we're gonna end up doing a small red triangle in the midst of the big red and white triangle. So let's finish that row and I'll meet you back here. Next row, what we're going to do is we'll do the logo as normal, which will be 4. So we're starting the stem of the other F. So it will be 4 reds, 3 whites, 2 reds. And then in the center, we're doing an increase. So we'll do a white and then a red, and then we're putting 2 reds inside of this red and then a white. So I'll demonstrate. So this is the stem for the other F. So we're doing 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we switch colors and we'll be doing 3. 1, 2, 3. Switch colors and do 2. 1, 2. And then switch colors, and now we're in between our logos. So we're going to do a white one here, a red one here, and then 2 red ones into here, and then a white one to cap it off. So there's our white, 1 white, switch colors, 1 red, 2 reds in this one, switch colors, and do your white. And that gives you that lovely little peppermint triangle. Okay, let's do it. And here we go on the next one. Okay, so as you can see, all of the increases we've been doing has made for a very ripply, starting to get really ripply. So what we don't want is a rippled bucket hat. So once it starts getting ripply, then I know don't do any more increases. We'll just do a straight row. So it's going to look like this. We'll start with the logo, which is 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2. Okay, and then we're at the little triangle. So what we're going to do now is just do this the same evenly as we did last time. So all right, only 3 more rows and we will be through with the brim. It is like it flares as much as I want it to, so we're not going to be doing any more increases. We'll just be working with the colors, changing position. So okay, what I'm going to do with this one, so we're going to continue the logo, which will be 6 of the main color, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1 contrast, 2 main, and then what do we want to do here? Since we're not increasing anymore, you know what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to do just a solid white strip across there, and then do a little blip. Well, I'll show you. Okay, so let's just do the white straight across. So 1, 2, 3, 4. For the top of the hat, I'll have my regular tripod again, so we'll be good. So there's the 4 whites right across, so enclosing that little triangle, and then I'll do the logo again, which is 6, 1, 2, and then the middle all the way across. Sorry, I had to jump back on because I believe in the previous video I said to do 4 whites all the way across. It's actually 5, as you can see. I missed increasing 1 on that one. So, but I'm not going to go back and fix it. It's just going to be what it is. So 5 all the way across. So on the logo row of this next one, it's exactly the same as the last one. 6, 1, 2. So I've already done that. And then what I'm going to do on here is, so this is the one that I messed up before. So I'm going to fix it here. So what it should be is how many red ones? 1, 2, 3. There should be 3 red ones. So 1, 2, so I'll have to do 2 and 1 right there. 2, 3, and then, so see what I'm doing, it kind of looks like an A. Okay, so let's do it again. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I keep forgetting to, sorry, mute the TV. 6, and then 1, and then 2, and then we'll do 1 white one, 3 red ones, 1, 2, 3, and then a white one. And then that's it. So this is our last color work row of the brim. So once we come around this one, then we'll be ready to do just the solid color and be finished with the brim. Alrighty, I've gone all the way around, and I've got I just did the last stitch, so now I'm going to slip into the previous row and then chain 1, which is how I finish all my crochet, whatever I'm doing. And then you can clip your end. And do I have scissors? Of course not. Okay, got scissors. And then I'm just going to clip both ends with enough to weave in and pull that one in, and then tighten it down. So we're finished with the brim. Ta-da! So next we will start the top. Very exciting. Nice, clean. You could totally wear it inside out. Absolutely. It's so clean on the inside. Okay, now for the top. And here we are in the home stretch. So, so what this is in mine is when I had cast this on originally, I got carried away and I actually put in 12 motifs. So what you have not been able to see this whole time is that this hat is huge. Like I could put a plant in it, huge. And so after I finished, I was waiting to get through the brim so I could put it on the sewing machine. So if you didn't know you could do this, you could totally do this. So I put it right sides together and just did a straights all the way down, and then cut off those extra 2 motifs. So now it fits me. And then this is in the back. So, but if this happens and you need to do this, then just do it before you put the top on the hat, because it's impossible once that happens. So I wanted you to know what was going on when you saw that. Okay, so what we're going to do now to do the top of the hat is, now we're working into our original chain that we started with. We're just going to do 2 rows of single crochet all the way around. And the pattern that I'm doing on the top of my hat, and every hat that I've ever done is different here, just like the brim, this thing is different on everybody's hat. Because my hat looks like candy, because I love candy, especially peppermints, I'm going to do a swirl with the red and the pink. So this first one I'm going to start with, excuse me, will be red. I will do a row of single crochet, or a round of single crochet with no increases or decreases. And then I'm going to do a round of pink single crochet, no increases or decreases. So your first 2 rounds on the hat top, there's no increases or decreases. It's just a row, 2 rounds of singles. So I will do that and be back here. Okay. Oh, and I apologize. I've got my little yarn balls in a plastic bag, so you may hear some crinkling. Okay, so I did my row of red and my row of pink, and I also made a last minute decision to do back loop only. So we'll get a little bit of texture on top, which doesn't matter because nobody's going to see the top while it's on your head unless you fall or take a bow. So after we've done the first 2 rows, now we're going to start drawing the top in. So I've switched back to my red and back loop only. For mine, you can do, so the only thing you need to keep in mind is the rate we're decreasing, and you can play with the colors or patterns, whatever. Like I said, everyone has been different. You can go to my Ravelry page and look at the different tops. You can literally do anything. You could do a smiley face. You could do a solid. You could do a you could do whatever. You can just freeform it if you want. So what I'm going to do now is decrease every 5 stitches. I'm going to do a decrease. So I've switched to my red. I'm going, can you see? There we go. I'm going back loop only for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I'm going to decrease, which means I will pull a loop up through 1 and pull a loop up through the one next to it. So I have 3 loops on there, and then yarn over and pull through all 3. If you want to do an invisible decrease, knock yourself out. However you like to decrease, do it there. If you're new to crochet, you should go on YouTube and look up, well, I guess you're already on YouTube if you're looking at this. Look up invisible decrease and see if maybe you want to do that. But I'm fine with just a regular decrease. It's the top of a hat, so I don't care. So every 5 stitches, we're going to do that decrease. 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's the one, and the next one, and then yarn over and pull through all 3. Okay, so I'm going to do that all the way around, and then we'll be back here. And you could literally do anything. If you wanted it to just be like polka dot, you could bring in a entirely different colorway. I could have just done the red and white marled top. It would have looked like a big peppermint, I guess, or whatever. Just do whatever. This hat is so customizable, it's ridiculous. And you don't even have to think. As long as you know the numbers, the rate at which you need to increase, decrease, you can just play with the yarn and be super artistic. Okay, here we go. Okay. So we've decreased every 5 stitches. So now I'm getting ready to pick up my pink again, and then we're just going to do a straight row. So we're going to alternate decrease with straight from here until we stop, every 5 stitches. So with what I'm using, the red rows are going to be a decrease and the pink rows are going to be a straight row. So I'm going to do, I'll jump back on here in between each row just so you don't get lost. Alrighty, I just did the even row. So you can see how the top is being pulled in a bit just with the 1 row of decreases. That will be more and more. Okay, so now I'm going to do another set. So I'm going to do a decrease row in red and then another straight row in pink. And then I'll come back and show you what it looks like after that. Oh, and I'd also like to say, so here where the jog is, if you want to do stripes, if you don't want this little jog, I don't care about it because it's on the top of the hat, and actually I think it might make a cool little stair step thing happening. But if you don't want the jog, what you would need to do is on your last stitch, when you're coming back around to meet that same color, you would need to do a slip stitch instead of a single, and then pull that in tight, chain 1 to get up to the height, and then continue to go around, and that'll give you a smooth circle of color. Okay, I'm gonna do another set and I'll be back. Okay, I've finished that set, and you can see how it's all closing in. And also, I would like to say that the first one I made for myself, I left the opening at the top so that my afro could stick through the top, because in the summer usually I leave my hair natural and it's big and poofy and it won't fit in a hat. So that way I could pull it up in a ponytail and then the poof could come out the top. And it looks super cute. In fact, I will insert a picture here so you can see it. So if you if you do a ponytail, you know, and you'd like to do that through the top, well, I guess with a ponytail we should do a few other rows, so you just have a small hole at the top. But if you have an afro puff or, you know, whatever, you can leave as big a hole as you want. Okay, so we had our 2 beginning rows, decrease, straight, decrease, straight. So our next row is going to be a decrease, the red, but instead of doing it every 5 stitches, we'll be taking it down to every 3 stitches. So you'll go single crochet, single crochet, single crochet, decrease. And I'll be back at the end of that row. There's our end of the 3 stitch decrease. So every 3 stitches you're going to decrease. So from now on there will be no more straight rows. We're decreasing every row. So now with the pink, I'm going to, and also I'm starting to think that maybe I want to have a little circle of the red and white marled in the center, maybe to look like a sun. So what I'm going to do on this pink row is, should I do it every time I decrease? When I decrease, oh God, how can I even show you? Well, okay, so what I'm going to do, I think, is I'm going to go, so in the decrease row, what I would do is do single, single, decrease. So what I'll do is do single, single in the pink, and then decrease in the red and white marled. So I have little dots of the red and white marled before I start the circle of red and white marled. Does that make sense? How many rows do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, because I think in the other hats I've had a total of 10 rounds around the top, so that would make sense. So if I'm at 6, then 7 and 8 will be the little dots of marling, and then 9 and 10 will be a solid red and white circle. So that's what we're going to do. On this decrease row, I'm going to use the red and white marled on the decrease stitches. I'm going to show you what I'm doing with the marled on the decreases. And the problem with this little tripod is that I can't do it on the landscape version, which is what you need for YouTube. So this video is going to be all over the place as far as which view it is, and I apologize. Okay, so what I'm going to do is do the 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to pull up the marled. Let me grab it. And then I'm going to do the decrease stitch. And I don't have to hold the red anymore. Actually, I'm going to cut the red because I'm not using it anymore. Hold. Hold! Oh no, I will be using the red. But not on this round. Okay, cutting the red. Okay. Because if I hold both colors in this round, it'll make this stripe be super thick. And I'm going to pull that tail in a bit and weave it in as I go. So I will also hold the red tail. So all of this is getting enclosed. The red and white tail and the red tail. Okay, and so then I'm going to do my decrease, which is go in that one, yarn over and pull through. Oh, shoot. So what I need to do is pull the pink in. This, I hope this isn't too confusing, and don't worry about doing this, but I'm doing it because I want this on the top of my hat. So then that's where the color change is going to be. So there'll be 3 pinks and the decrease in the red and white. So then we'll do 3 more pinks. 1, 2, 3. You're going to pull up your color change. I apologize again for my voice. Today's going to be an allergy meds day for sure. Okay, pulling up the color change. And then do the decrease, which is go in 1, go in the other, yarn over, pull through all, shoot, you're going to yarn over with the pink, pull through all 3. Okay. See how it just gives you a little dot of the red and white? Okay, so I'm going to do this all the way around and I'll be back. Done that row. Have I said okay every time? I apologize if I have. Okay. There we go again. I'm so sorry. So, here we are. You can see the 3 stitches decrease, 3 stitches decrease. I did a little improv here, just so my little spots would be evenly around. So now what I'm going to do is cut my pink yarn and pull my red one back in, and I'm going to do the exact same row that I just did. And I'm going to do the decreases at the same spot with the red so they match up. And I will put this back on portrait so I can show you. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is cut my pink so I can crochet that tail in, and I'm going to pull the red through because that's what row I'm on. And I'm going to crochet the pink tail in as I go. Okay, so here we go. With our 1, 2, 3, and then pull our marled through and do the decrease. So you'll be pulling it into the marled stitch and one of the pink stitches, and then pull your red through. Tighten everything up just on that first one. Okay, so then 1, 2. Oh, and you know what? That's right. Since we're decreasing, it's gonna mess up this. So what I'm gonna have to do is change thread. So it's not gonna be the marled on the decrease every time this time. So I'm gonna switch. And this is just, I'm just gonna have to keep up with this. So unless you're advanced, I would not suggest doing this. Although you can, you'll figure it out. So I've done 1, 2, this is 3. I'm going to change back to my red, not the tail. Jeez, so many tails. Change back to red. This is also really weird holding it at this angle. And then do 3 more. 1, 2. Okay, so I guess it's going to line up every other time, maybe. Hopefully. Okay, pull my marl through and do the decrease. Okay, and then pull the red through. If you're not doing this weird pattern that I have chosen to do, all you need to know for this row is that you need to be decreasing by every 3 stitches. So there's the 3 that I've done, and I'll come back once I finish this row. So now I've got the two rows with the little white specks, and now I'm going to just do straight marled, red and white marled into the end because I want it to be like a circle. So we've done 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And now we're going to decrease with these last 2 rows every 2. So I'm going to do single crochet, decrease, single crochet, decrease for 2 rows, and then I'll be back. I have done the 2 rows with the red and white marled and decreasing every second stitch. So single crochet 2 and then decrease. So I'm at the end. You can see I'm coming back around to the second color. So there's the last stitch, and then I'm just going to slip stitch and chain 1, and I'm going to cut my red. Why do I never remember to get the scissors? What is wrong with me? Okay, I'm going to cut the red, but not the, well, I'm going to cut the stripe, but not short, because we need enough. Okay, there's the red. So I'm going to, what, 18 inches, I guess, about an 18-inch tail. And then I'm going to pull it through. We're just going to let the red fall to the inside. And then I need my tapestry needle that I just had. Literally just had. Oh, for Pete's sake. Okay, I found it. I have put it back into the case because I am obviously brilliant. Okay, what I'm going to do is continue in the same direction, and I'm still going through, can you see? Still going through back loop only. And I'm just gonna go all the way around. This little red string needs to get out of my way. I swear. I'm going to go through a few of them instead of pulling it all the way through each time. And all this is going to do is pull the hole closed once we get all the way around. I'll go ahead and pull it in a little bit so it's not so much to pull all at once at the end, and just continue. Who knew this was so difficult to do, holding it at an odd angle so that you guys can see what the heck I'm doing, which I feel like if you're experienced enough to do this hat, you probably don't need to see me do this. For real, for real. Okay, we're in the home stretch. That terrible red string. Poke it in. Okay. There's the last one. So now I'm going to pull it completely closed. And then just, okay, so you can see here. And then I'm just going to run it around again to tack it in. So what I'll do is like go from this side over to this side. I mean, and it's cute with the little hole there. You could totally, you know, leave the little hole if you wanted. It's adorable. But I'm just going to close it up to show y'all how to do. But I like the little hole. I think it's cute. Okay, so we're completely closed up. And there's a little, if you see any, you know, gaps or whatever, you can fix them or not. Again, this is on the top. So, you know. I got a little gap there. I'm just going to close up. And then I will poke this tail through to the underside with all the rest of the ends that will need to be woven in. So there's the top. And see how it makes a little sunshine? That's cool because that was what I was envisioning, and I love it when it turns out the way that it's supposed to be. Now I ended up doing one row too much, I think, or one round too much. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah. I aim for 10, but it's, you know, it's not that big of a deal. So I guess let's put it on and see how she goes. We're not weaving the ends in on camera because that's just not necessary. Okay, here it is. I need the camera at a better, I should have set it on the coffee table. I'll do that. Okay, that's better. Now you can see it. And I need to block it and can you see the top? I'll block it and all the stitches will even out and, you know, straighten out, flatten out, all the good stuff. It really is a fun hat. You get complete sun protection if you want to be bougie on the beach. You can flip it up for a fun look. Do all kinds of things with it. I love it. I'm so glad that I decided to do this hat. And you can do all the little things with it because the inside is completely clean because we held the threads in, or the yarn inside. Yeah, that's it. Finally, I know it only took me how long to make this tutorial, but we won't get into all that. I hope y'all enjoyed it. If you didn't know, there's a little companion sheet that goes with this video if you need it. You obviously don't have to have it because you can just follow along on the video. But the sheet contains the color work chart for the basic logo and then the instructions for how to do the brim and the top. If you just want the extra, you know, the extra piece of paper there with you and to do the take notes. I can't wait to watch the video so I can see what the top looks like. I'm gonna hold it and then go back and watch it. Okay, y'all. And that's it. I'll see y'all next time. Bye.